Another Death Row production. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Tyson, the next heavyweight champion of the world. Everybody else for.
Alrighty guys, what's going on? Welcome on back. It's the Empire. I'm your host Risky. It is Wednesday, August 5th. Looking back at yesterday, we do hit on our ladder play. Our solo bet came through for us. We do hit on one of our 3-leg parlays. Could have been a much better day. We go 2 for 3 on our other 3-leg parlay. Just needed the Guardians to come through for us, but they don't. But you guys already know the rules. It's on to the next one. We got a full slate of baseball here on tap today. Games get started nice and early. Guys, Outlier Sportsbook, the link is down in the description. Sign up with them. The first week is free. Also, at the end of the video, the 4 bets we'll be placing here today ourselves. With all of that being said, let's jump into. Alright, first game up, we got the Blue Jays in Houston taking on the Astros. We got Jameis Italian on the mount for the Jays. We got Hunter Brown on the mount for the Astros. Alright, getting into this game here, we got Jameis Italian making his debut for the Blue Jays. This guy has been terrible this season. ERA sitting close to 6, whip sitting close to 150, has a hard hit rate on the season sitting at 48%. The last 2 starts he made before before the Cubs got rid of him, he pitched a combined 6 innings, gave up a combined 11 runs. Here today, he's going to be facing an Astros lineup in the last 10 games played. They're batting a combined versus left-handed pitching and right-handed pitching. This Astros lineup is batting a combined 290, slugging 430. They've been absolutely crushing the ball since the All-Star break. I'm expecting Italian, who has a home run problem because of a bunch of home runs, to come out here today and struggle. My overall breakdown for him, his first start in a Blue Jays uniform, I see him going about 4 innings, giving up 3 runs. We get to this mediocre Blue Jays bullpen, I see them coming in this game, giving up another 2 to 3. On the other side, we got Hunter Brown on the mount. When he first came back from his injury, he had a real issue with the control. He was walking a bunch of guys, but in his last 2 starts, we've seen that old Hunter Brown pitching a combined 13 innings, only giving up 2 runs overall. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Blue Jays lineup. Man, this team has been terrible in the last week. In the last 7 games versus right-handed pitching, this team is batting 190, slugging 380. They've been absolutely terrible. I see Hunter Brown coming out here today, working the K's, having a really solid outing. My expectation, I have him going about a quality start, going 6 innings, giving up 2 runs. I like the Astros bullpen. They're in a really good spot here today to come in this game and shut down these Blue Jays bats. This game is going to be out in Houston in the Dome, so no weather to sway anything. Let's get to the picks. The Astros are the betting odd favorites in this game, and I do like them on the money line. The game total set at 8. I like the over 8 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Christian Walker of the Astros for 2 total bases. Next up, we got the Dodgers in Chicago taking on the Cubs. 2 left-handed starting pitchers in this game. We got Eric Lauer on the mount for the Dodgers. We got Shota Imanaga on the mount for the Cubs. Alright, getting into this game here, we got Eric Lauer on the mount for the Dodgers. Ever since the Dodgers went out and acquired Lauer from the Blue Jays this season, he was really struggling this year. ERA was up over 5, but ever since they went out and acquired Eric Lauer, he's looking like the old Eric Lauer, the Eric Lauer from last year, really gotten back into form. In his last 4 starts, he has an ERA sitting at 290, whip sitting at 118. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Cubs lineup. We've seen them the first 2 games of the series, get to Warblowski, get to Skubal. Now here today, they're going to see another left-handed pitcher that's going to really benefit this Cubs team. Not to mention, since the break, they've been a top 10 team versus lefties. I'm expecting Lauer to come out here today, have a similar start actually to Skubal. Go about 5-6 innings, give up 2 runs before we get to what's going to be the big determining factor, the X factor in this game for me. It was yesterday as well, this Dodgers bullpen. They've been absolutely terrible in the last 2 months. In the last 30 games played, this Dodgers bullpen has an ERA sitting at 580. I'm expecting the arms available for the Dodgers once again to come in this game, give up another 2 runs. On the other side, we got Shota Imanaga. This guy's been really good for the Cubs this season, especially in his home starts. Here today, he's going to be facing a Dodgers lineup. They're also still a top 10 team versus left-handed pitching, but this team is also a top 10 team when it comes to striking out. Shota has really good strikeout numbers. If he could come out here today and work the Ks, limit the walks, I can see him having a really solid outing, going about 6 to 7 innings, giving up 2 runs. I do like the back end of this Cubs bullpen here today. They're in a really good spot to come in this game. Maybe give up another run or 2, but nothing too crazy. This game is going to be out in Wrigley Field in Chicago. It's going to be a bit more on the hitter-friendly side. We got about 6 to 8 mile-per-hour winds blowing from the diamond to the outfield, making it a bit more of a hitter-friendly game. Let's get to the picks. The Cubs are the betting odd favorites in this game, and I like them on the money line. The game total set at 9.5. I do like the over 9.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking PCA of the Cubs for 2 total bases today. Next up, we got the Rays in Colorado taking on the Rockies. We got Nick Martinez on the mound for the Rays. We got Shigano on the mound for the Rockies. Alright, getting into this game here, we have Nick Martinez on the mound for the Rays. This guy's having a career season this year for the Tampa Bay Rays. Comes into this game with a 2.70 ERA, 110 whip. But when we look at the underlying numbers, we continue to expect the regression. We saw it last week against the White Sox. He came into that game with a hard hit rate sitting at 46%, facing a White Sox lineup that's has very good slugging numbers versus right-handed pitching. Nick Martinez went out there, pitched 5 innings, gave up 6 runs. Here today in Coors Field, seeing a Rockies lineup. We talked about it in yesterday's game with Freddie Peralta. In their home games, their numbers for the Rockies are of that of a top 10 team versus right-handed pitching. I'm expecting Nick Martinez, a guy that, like we said, throws the sinker over 40% of the time, to come out here today and struggle. He's at his best when the sinker has a lot of movement on it. You want to be a fastball pitcher in Coors. I see him coming out here today, going 5 innings, giving up 3 to 4 runs. Before we get to the Tampa Bay Rays bullpen, they're a very mediocre bullpen. Not to mention, this Rockies lineup was able to see a few of the arms yesterday. They'll get a second crack at them here today. I'm expecting the Rockies to put up a few runs on this Tampa Bay Rays bullpen. On the other side, we got Shigano on the mound. This guy's been really impressive for Colorado this year, especially in his home games. He's actually been really good at home. Comes into it on the season with a 4.47 ERA, hard hit rate sitting at 35%. That's something I really like for Shigano. He also throws the sinker, but in his home games, we see him really throw the fastball splitter combination a lot more. That's something going to benefit him here today. There's a few Rays that really match up well against him. I can see one of them taking him yard, but my overall breakdown for Shigano, he has his regular home start. He goes 6 innings, gives up 3 runs. Then we get to this Rockies bullpen, just like we expected yesterday. They came in the game, blew it. I'm expecting the arms available for the Rockies to come in once again, give up 2 to 3 runs. This game is going to be out in Coors Field, very hitter-friendly environment, wind blowing from the diamond to the outfield. Let's get to the picks. The Rays are the betting odd favorites in this game, and I like the home dogs in this spot. Give me the Colorado Rockies on the money line. The game total set at 11.5. I like the over 11.5 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking a Hunter Goodman of the Rockies to hit a home run today. Next up, we got the Angels in Baltimore taking on the Orioles. We got Reed Detmers on the mound for the Angels. We got Trevor Rogers on the mound for the O's. Alright, getting into this one here, we got Reed Detmers on the mound for the Angels. I don't know if you guys remember, but Sunday evening, they had a trade to the Cubs like set, but then the Angels backed out of the trade because they didn't feel like they were getting enough compensation. They really hold Reed Detmers to a high standard. They think he's going to be really good. I see that as well. He's really, when you look at his pitch mix, this guy has some filthy stuff. His last 4 starts, he has an ERA sitting at 160, whip sitting at 0.97. Still has a very high hard hit rate, still up over 42%, but really good strikeout numbers. The walk rate can really be a bit better. Here today, he's going to be seeing an Orioles lineup that continues to be very mediocre versus left-handed pitching. They were sellers at the deadline, got rid of a few bats. I'm expecting this Orioles lineup to really not do nothing with Reed Detmers here today. I can see Detmers coming out here having a really good start, going about 6 to 7 innings where he gives up a run. Before we get to the back end of this Angels bullpen, they're going to be the determining factor in this game for me. I can see the Angels bullpen coming in this one, who, mind you, they traded all their best arms away out of the pen. I see the arms still available for the Angels in that bullpen coming in this game, giving up another 3 to 4 runs. On the other side, we got Trevor Rogers on the mound. Had a blow-up start last week, but besides that, in the last month and a half, we've seen the Trevor Rogers from last year. He's been really good. In his last 10 starts, he has an ERA sitting at 3.05, whip sitting at 118. Here today, he's going to be facing an Angels lineup. I don't know what's going on. Despite being loaded with right-handed bats, this team cannot hit left-handed pitching. Last season, this team was elite versus lefties. This year, they were sellers at the deadline, got rid of Joe Adell, got rid of a bunch of their bullpen arms. I don't really think there's winning on the mind of this Angels lineup. We saw them come out yesterday and only put up a run. I'm expecting Trevor Rogers to come out here today and deal. In the last 30 games, this Angels lineup is a bottom 10 team versus left-handed pitching. If Rogers could work the strikeouts, work the Ks here today, facing an Angels lineup that strikes out towards the top of the league, I'm expecting him to have a really solid game. Go about 6 innings, if not 7, a start similar to Reed Detmers, giving up a run. Before we get to the Orioles bullpen, they're in a much better spot than the Angels bullpen, but I still see them coming in, giving up another run or two. Looking at the weather, it's going to be a bit more on the pitcher-friendly side. We have a small gust of wind blowing from the outfield into the diamond. Let's get to the picks. The Orioles are the betting odds favorites in this game, and I like them on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like the under 8.5 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Pete Alonso of the Orioles for 2 total bases today. Next up, we got the Mets in Cleveland taking on the Guardians. We got Christian Scott on the mount for the Mets. We got Tanner Bybee on the mount for the Guardians. Alright, getting into this game here, we got Christian Scott on the mount for the Mets, having a really surprising season. He emerged on for the Mets about halfway through. He has a 2.99 ERA, 130 whip. The one thing about him, he is still getting like stretched out. He really doesn't go too deep in the games. He only pitches about 5 innings. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Guardians lineup. They're still down Jose Ramirez. He didn't play in yesterday's game. He was a last-minute scratch. Really affected the outcome of that game. But here today for Christian Scott, seeing a Guardians lineup that's still going to have a bunch of left-handed bats. You still have Stephen Kwan, DeLautner, all tearing up the ball, especially versus right-handed pitching. I'm expecting Scott, who has some really good pitches, I'm expecting him to struggle a bit in this game. There's a few guys that match up very well against his pitch mix. I can't see Scott going about 5 innings, giving up 2 runs. That's also going to be a big problem here today for the Mets. The Mets are going to have to get to their bullpen very early. The bullpen is completely depleted, completely taxed. Once Scott leaves this game, it's going to be a huge advantage for the Guardians in this one. On the other side, we got Tanner Bybee on the mount. This guy's been very good this year. The numbers don't look it, but you still, the 380 ERA, 115 whip, got some good strikeout numbers, really low walk rate. Here today, he's going to be facing a Mets lineup loaded with left-handed bats, but they're still very mediocre versus right-handed pitching. We saw them get to Joey Cantillo yesterday. Bybee, a guy that throws a good splitter combination, matches up very well against this Mets lineup, has a very good ground ball rate. I'm expecting Bybee to have a quality start here today. Go about 7 innings, give up a run or 2 before we get to the Guardians bullpen. Rested coming into it, they didn't use up any of their key arms yesterday. I like the arms that's going to be available for the Guardians to come in this game and shut down the Mets bats. This game is going to be out in Cleveland. It's going to be a bit more on the pitcher-friendly side. Let's get to the picks. The Mets are the betting odds favorites in this game, and I like the home dogs in this spot. Give me the Guardians here on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like the under 8.5 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Stephen Kwan of the Guardians for 2 total bases today. Next game up, we got the Nationals in Philadelphia taking on the Phillies. We got Jake Irving on the mount for the Nats. We got Andrew Painter on the mount for the Phillies. Alright, getting into this game here, we got Jake Irving back on the mount for the Nationals. This will be his second start back from injury. He made his first start last week against the Braves, got hit up in that game. He's terrible this season once again. Has an ERA sitting at 5.56, whip sitting at 1.40. The 2 big things I'm paying attention to though in this matchup is the hard hit rate, which is sitting at 47%, and the left-handed splits. This season, lefties are batting 278 off of Jake Irving, slugging 422. I'm expecting him to come in this game today and get hit up. We saw Luis Arraez come into this Phillies lineup yesterday and make an immediate impact. Had a single and a double. That's what this Phillies need. They need guys that can work the count. They need guys that can get on base. We got that with Arraez yesterday. I'm expecting the Phillies to come out here today, once again, have a very good offensive game. They're one of the better home offenses in all Major League Baseball. So my overall breakdown for Jake Irving, he pitches 4 innings, gives up 4 runs before we get to the Nationals bullpen, who's completely depleted. They're taxed coming into it. I see the arms available coming in this game, giving up another 2 to 3 runs. On the other side, we got Andrew Painter back on the mount for the Phillies. This will be his second start back from being brought up for the majors. Looked really good last week. Had a blow-up inning overall in that start, but was solid overall against the Orioles. Here today, he's going to be facing a Nationals lineup still down James Wood. That's why we backed them yesterday. It was such an easy win. This Nationals offense, now losing Garcia and Wood, is really just CJ Abrams, really, and Lau, maybe. Other than that, this offense is not something I'm scared of, especially for the shaky rookie pitcher Andrew Painter. I could see him coming out here today, having a really good game. Throws a very good fastball splitter combination as well. He gets a lot of swing and misses. This Nationals lineup, strikeout numbers have been really going up in the last 2 weeks. I'm expecting Painter to go 6 innings here today and give up 2 runs before we get to a completely rested Phillies bullpen. That's going to be the big difference in this game for me. From inning 6 and on, it's going to be a huge advantage for the Phillies. Looking at the weather in this game, extremely hitter friendly. It's going to be about 85 degrees with 10-mile-per-hour winds blowing from the diamond to the outfield. Let's get to the picks. The Phillies are the betting off favorites in this game, and I'm playing them on the run line. The game total is set at 9.5. I do like the over 9.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Bryce Harper with the Phillies to hit a home run today. Next up, we got the Athletics in Cincinnati taking on the Reds. We got Jacob Lopez on the mount for the Athletics. We got Rent Lauder on the mount for the Reds. Alright, getting into this game here, we have Jacob Lopez on the mount for the Athletics. He's had some decent starts here. In his last 3 outings, he's looked really good overall, but on the year, this guy's not a good starting pitcher. Hard hit rate comes into this game sitting at 47%. The whip is still up over 130. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Cincinnati Reds lineup. We talk about it all the time when this Reds lineup sees a left-handed pitcher. The on-base percentage and the average is still about the same versus when they see righties. It's the slugging numbers. The slugging numbers go up dramatically when they see left-handed pitching. Not to mention this lineup is going to feature 7 right-handed bats. Jacob Lopez has terrible splits versus righties. I'm expecting him in a very hitter-friendly environment to come out here today and struggle. Go about 5 innings, give up 3 runs before we get to the Athletics bullpen. Just like what we talked about yesterday, this Athletics bullpen, once they came in the game, they blew the lead for them. I'm expecting the same once again. I see the arms available for the Athletics coming in this game, giving up another 2 to 3 runs. On the other side, we got Rhett Lauder back on the mount for the Reds. Ever since they sent him down and they brought him back up, he's made 3 starts up to this point since they brought him back. He's looked a bit better, but it's still the walk rate. The walk rate is still a problem for this guy. The hard hit rate still sitting at 43%. He is prone to giving up the long ball. Fortunately for him, he's going to be seeing an Athletics lineup, and for the year, they've been the worst offense. In the last 30 games, unquestionably been the worst offense in the majors. I'm expecting no Nick Kurtz once again in the lineup. This team is really depleted offensively. I can see Rhett Lauder. He's going to be facing essentially a minor league team here today. I'm expecting him to come out, have a quality start, go 6 innings, give up 2 runs before we get to this Reds bullpen that continues to play much better as the season goes along. In the last 2 weeks, they've been playing really good. I see the arms available for the Reds coming in this game, shutting down this Athletics lineup. Looking at the weather, extremely hitter-friendly environment in Cincinnati. We're going to have winds blown from the diamond to the outfield up over 80 degrees. Let's get to the picks. The Reds are the betting odd favorites in this game, and I like them on the money line. The game total set at 9.5. I do like the over 9.5 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Sal Stewart of the Reds to hit a home run today. Next up, we got the Cardinals in New York taking on the Yankees. We got Andre Palente on the mount for the Cards. We got Will Warren on the mount for the Yankees. Alright, getting into this game here, we have Andre Palente on the mount for the Cards. This guy's been really good for St. Louis this season. 3.70 ERA, 120 whip, has a really low strikeout rate, but doesn't walk a bunch of batters either. Here today, he's going to be seeing a New York Yankees lineup that continues to struggle offensively. Did nothing with Hunter Dobbins yesterday. They got 2 runs off of him. They won the game 2-1. They had a left-handed pitcher on the mount in Ryan Weathers. Different story here today in this game. But getting back to Andre Palente, he is a sinker ball pitcher with a very high ground ball rate. Really good ground ball rate, I should say as well. The big problem with Palente has been that fastball. He becomes over-reliant on throwing the sinker. Guys start to time him. For the simple fact, his fastball is not a good secondary pitch. The hard hit rate on the fastball alone is 44% this season. Not to mention when he throws the fastball versus lefties, that's when he really gets lit up. Here today, doing the matchup breakdown, he is going to see a Yankees lineup stacked with lefties. 7 projected lefties in the lineup he'll be seeing. I can see Palente struggling a bit, going about 5 to 6 innings, giving up 2 to 3 runs before we get to the back end of this Cardinals bullpen. A terrible bullpen overall, but I do like the arms available here today for St. Louis. I still could see them coming in, giving up another run or 2, but nothing too crazy. On the other side, we got Will Warren on the mount for the Yankees. This guy's been decent this year overall, very average pitcher. We saw this Cardinals lineup struggle to get to the lefty Ryan Weathers yesterday, but the first game of this series, they saw the righty Cam Schlittler, one of the better pitchers in the majors, and lit him up. Here today for Will Warren, who has similar splits versus lefties. Just like Cam Schlittler, he struggles versus left-handed bats. You're going to see the whole top half of this St. Louis Cardinals lineup loaded with lefties. Still no Jordan Walker in the lineup, but I'm expecting the lefties to really give Will Warren a problem. Another guy that throws the sinker-fastball combination as his two primaries. I'm expecting Warren to come out here today, go about 6 innings, give up 3 runs before we get to this Yankees bullpen. They're completely taxed, they're completely depleted coming into it. I see the arms available for the Yankees coming in this game, having another terrible game like that first game of the series when they came in, gave up 7 runs. Nothing as dramatic, but I do see them coming in, giving up another 3 runs in this game. Looking at the weather, it's going to be a bit more on the hitter-friendly side. We have a small gust of wind blowing from the diamond to the outfield, plus 12 home run percentage on Ballpark Pal. Let's get to the picks. The Yankees are the betting odds favorites in this game, and I like the road dogs in this spot. Give me the St. Louis Cardinals on the money line. The game total is set at 8.5. I do like the under 8.5 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Burleson of the Cardinals for 2 total bases today. Next up, we got the White Sox in Boston taking on the Red Sox. We got Sean Burke on the mound for the White Sox. We got Sonny Gray on the mound for the Red Sox. Alright, getting into this game here. For one, the White Sox was hands down my worst pick yesterday. Shout out to Diego Salazar. But in this game here today, we got Sean Burke on the mound for the White Sox. This guy's been really elite this season. Since the All-Star break, this guy's made 4 starts, ERA sitting at 0.96, WHIP sitting at 0.72. Here today, he's going to be facing a Boston Red Sox lineup. They do strike out a bit. That can be one of the spots you can take advantage of when you're trying to have a good game against this Red Sox lineup. Sean Burke has really good strikeout to walk ratio. If he could come out here today, work the case, I could see him having a successful outing. Going about 6 innings, giving up 2 runs, he matches up very well against this Red Sox lineup, especially the top half. I'm expecting him to have a quality start. The back end of this White Sox bullpen is rested coming into it. I like the arms that's going to be available for the White Sox after Burke leaves this one. From inning 7 and on, I give the advantage to the White Sox here today. On the other side, we got Sonny Gray on the mound. This guy's been really good this season, having a career season himself. But in his last few outings, we're starting to see him get hit up a bit. The hard hit rate's starting to go up. The whip is also starting to go up. He does struggle with left-handed bats. He's going to be seeing a White Sox lineup stacked with lefties here today. Not to mention they have very good slugging numbers versus right-handed pitching. I'm expecting Gray to come out here today, have a decent start, go about 5 to 6 innings where he gives up 3 runs before we get to a really good Red Sox bullpen. I do still see the arms available for the Red Sox coming in this game, giving up another run or 2, but nothing too crazy. This game is going to be up in Boston. Ballpark Pal has this game rated with a plus 20 home run percentage. We have winds blowing from the diamond to the outfield, making it very hitter friendly. Let's get to the picks. The Red Sox are the betting odds favorites in this game, and I like the road dogs in this spot. Give me the Chicago White Sox on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I like the over 8.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Murakami of the White Sox to hit a home run today. Next up, we got the Marlins in Atlanta taking on the Braves. We got Yuri Perez on the mound for the Marlins. We got Bryce Selder on the mound for the Braves. Alright, getting into this game here, we have Yuri Perez on the mound for the Marlins. This guy continues to be a very good starting pitcher in the majors. Since the All-Star break, he's really gotten into form. He's made 3 starts since the break. In that time, he has a 1.80 ERA, 0.72 whip, elite strikeout to walk ratio in his last few outings. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Braves lineup. We were talking about it in yesterday's game. Ever since Ronald Acuna made his way back to the lineup, everything has clicked. They've been crushing the ball of late. Doing the matchup breakdown for Perez here today. The first thing I got to pay attention to is the amount of lefties he's going to see. Top half of this lineup is loaded with left-handed bats. But there is something Yuri Perez can take advantage of in this game. It's kind of similar to what we were just saying with Sean Burke versus that Red Sox lineup. This Braves lineup is sort of similarly built to that Red Sox lineup. They have their worst offensive games when they see a pitcher with really good strikeout numbers. Yuri Perez throws that elite fastball, has a decent slider. I'm expecting him to come out here today, have a decent outing, go about 6 innings, if not 7, where he gives up 2 runs before we get to this Marlins bullpen. Terrible bullpen overall, but I actually like the arms that's going to be available for Miami in this game. I do see them coming in, giving up another run, but nothing too crazy. On the other side, we got Bryce Elder on the mount for Atlanta. This guy's been very shaky this season. He'll have a stretch of games where he looks good, then he'll have a complete blow-up start. They moved him into the bullpen at a point, then brought him back into the starting rotation. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Marlins lineup. For one, this Marlins team has very good numbers against Bryce Elder in their past matchups. Not to mention another team with really good left-handed bats. This team does make solid contact when they see right-handed pitching. Top 15 team versus righties. I can see Bryce Elder struggling in this game. Going about 6 innings, giving up 3 to 4 runs before we get to the Braves bullpen. Slightly taxed coming into it. Good bullpen overall, but I do see the arms available for Atlanta coming in this game, giving up another run or 2. This game is going to be down in Atlanta. It's going to be a bit more on the pitcher-friendly side. Small gust of wind blowing from side to side. In that building, it usually favors the pitcher. Let's get to the picks. The Braves are the betting odd favorites in this game, and I like the road dogs in this spot. Give me the Miami Marlins on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like the under 8.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Star Wars of the Marlins for 2 total bases today. Next up, we got the Pirates in Milwaukee taking on the Brewers. We got Paul Skeens on the mount for the Pirates. We got Kyle Harrison on the mount for the Brewers. Alright, getting into this game here, we have Paul Skeens on the mount for the Pirates. This guy's been so mediocre this season. For one, the big thing I'm paying attention to is the velocity on his fastball. Just like Freddie Peralta we was talking about yesterday, the fastball for Paul Skeens is not touching 98 no more, sitting around 96, 97. Anytime you see a pitcher have to go through something like that and the velocity starts to dip, you usually expect a lot of struggle, and that's what we're seeing out of Paul Skeens. In his last 2 starts, he's pitched a combined 10 innings, only to give up a combined 9 runs. The hard hit rate sitting at 43%. The strikeout to walk ratio does not look good. He's been walking a bunch of batters in his last few starts. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Milwaukee Brewers lineup loaded with left-handed bats. He does struggle with lefties. Not to mention the Brewers are a top 10 team versus right-handed pitching. A very patient lineup. If you walk a bunch of batters or beat it pitching around the plate, this is a very patient lineup that can draw a lot of walks, does not strike out a lot. I see Paul Skeens struggling in this game. Going about 6 innings, giving up 2 to 3 runs before we get to this terrible Pirates bullpen. I see them coming in this game once again, giving up another 2 to 3. On the other side, we got the left-handed pitcher Kyle Harrison on the mount. This guy's been very good this season for Milwaukee. Outside of Mizorowski, I think he's actually getting a lot of people are overlooking him because of how good Miz has been. Paul Harrison, a lefty, has very good strikeout to walk ratio, has a good ground ball rate as well. Here today, he's going to be facing a Pirates lineup. Offensively, in the last 2 weeks, the numbers continue to drop. Since the All-Star break, this is a bottom 10 team versus left-handed pitching. I see Kyle Harrison coming out here today, facing a lineup. Still no Ryan O'Hearn back in the lineup. I'm expecting the Pirates offense to struggle in this game. I see Kyle Harrison having a really good game. Going about 7 innings, giving up a run before we get to a Brewers bullpen that's completely rested. One of the better bullpens in the majors. I see them coming in this game. Maybe giving up another run, but nothing too crazy. This game is going to be out in Milwaukee in the Dome, so no weather to sway anything. Let's get to the picks. The Brewers are the betting odd favorites in this game, and I like them on the money line. The game total set at 7. I do like the over 7 total runs in this game. For the player prop, I'm taking Bryce Terang of the Brewers for 2 total bases today. Next up, we got the Tigers in Seattle taking on the Mariners. We got Drew Anderson on the mount for the Tigers. We got Brian Wu on the mount for the Mariners. Alright, getting into this game here, it's going to be a bullpen day for the Tigers. We're going to have Drew Anderson open up the game. He'll go 1 time through the lineup, possibly pitch 3 innings. After that, Ty Madden to come in. He's one of the guys they're going to try to make into a starting pitcher. They've been slowly trying to work him into that, extending the amount of innings he's been pitching recently. Looking at the breakdown for Ty Madden, seeing this Mariners lineup, for one, the Mariners team continues to be extremely mediocre offensively, but looking at the numbers and the pitch mix breakdown for Madden versus this team, I can see him struggling. For one, the lineup's loaded with lefties. Madden does struggle with left-handed bats. They've been using him primarily versus right-handed batters this season, so seeing a lineup stacked with with lefties, I'm expecting to give him problems. Not to mention, despite being a reliever, the hard hit rate sitting at 38% is something that is not good. Something I really got to pay attention to for this matchup here today. My overall breakdown for the first 5 innings of this game, I see the Mariners being able to put up 2 to 3 runs on the combination of Anderson and Madden. After that, the Detroit bullpen, it's a good bullpen overall. They didn't trade any of their key bullpen arms. I like the arms that's going to be available for Detroit late in this game to come in, possibly give up another run or two, but nothing too crazy. On the other side, we got Brian Wu on the mound. We talk about it a little time. Got to pay attention to where he's pitching at. It's a home game for him, so we know what type of game we're going to get out of him. A quality start. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Detroit Tigers lineup. Their strikeout numbers is tied. If Brian Wu could come out here today, work the case, keep that walk rate low, I see him having a successful outing. The hard hit rate is still very low as well, sitting at 34%. I'm expecting Brian Wu in his most comfortable environment in Seattle to come out, have a quality start. Go 6 innings, give up 2 runs before we get to the back end of this Mariners bullpen. They threw out their trash arms yesterday that gave up a bunch of runs in the 8th inning, but here today, I like the arms that's going to be available for Seattle late to come in this game and shut down the Detroit Tigers bats. Looking at the weather, Ballpark Pal has this game rated as the lowest offensive friendly game on the schedule. Let's get to the picks. The Mariners are the betting odd favorites in this game, and I like them on the money line. The game total set at 8. I do like the over 8 total runs in this game. For the player prop, I'm taking Cal Raleigh of the Mariners to hit a home run. Alright, final game of the day, we got the Padres in Arizona taking on the D-backs. We got Casey Mize on the mound for the Padres. We got Mitch Brett on the mound for the D-backs. Alright, getting into this game here, we have Casey Mize on the mound for the Padres, making his season debut for the Padres here today. They went out and traded for him. He's one of the better right-handed pitchers in the majors, one of the more underrated righties in my opinion. Has a really good strikeout to walk ratio, comes into this game with a 0.7 whip, really low hard hit rate sitting at 28%. Here today, where he's going to be seeing a Diamondbacks lineup, a Diamondbacks team that were the favorites in yesterday's game, and we backed the Padres because we like the matchup for Randy Vasquez. Here today, Casey Mize is in much better form than Vasquez, facing a Diamondbacks lineup that's extremely mediocre versus right-handed pitching. I'm expecting Mize to come out here today and deal. Go about 6 innings, giving up a run. Before we get to this Padres bullpen, they're in a very good spot here today to come in and shut down the Diamondbacks bats just like they did yesterday. Here today, on the other side, I should say, we got Mitch Brett, the young left-handed pitcher. Since the Diamondbacks brought him up, he was a highly touted prospect. He has not looked good up to this point. I really think the D-backs should be using him in some relief spots to get him a bit more comfortable in the majors. But here today, he's going to be facing fire once again. We saw this Padres lineup light up Rodriguez yesterday, the Diamondbacks' best pitcher. Here today for the young lefty Mitch Brett, who has a very high hard hit rate. Seeing a Padres lineup since the All-Star break, the bats have really come alive, especially versus lefties. He's going to have to pitch around to Tatis, have to pitch around to Machado. I see him getting in trouble in this game. My overall breakdown for Mitch Brett, he goes 4 innings, gives up 3 runs. Before we get to this taxed Diamondbacks bullpen, I see them coming in this game, giving up another 2. This game is going to be out in Arizona in the Dome, so no weather to sway anything. Let's get to the picks. The Padres are the betting odd favorites in this game, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total set at 9.5. I do like the under 9.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Fernando Tatis Jr. of the Padres for 2 total bases. Alrighty guys, before we get up out of here, the 4 bets we'll be placing here today ourselves. Yesterday our ladder play came through for us to pay out $88.17. So today we'll be wagering that $88.17 on the Cincinnati Reds on the money line. We're getting them at -132. This is our ladder play of the day. Next up, we have a 2-leg home run parlay we're playing here today. We're going to start it off with Hunter Goodman of the Colorado Rockies, and we wrap up the parlay with Sal Stewart of the Cincinnati Reds, a 2-leg $10 home run parlay. Next up, we have a 3-leg parlay we're playing here today. We're going to start it off the Phillies on the run line. We're then going to play the Cincinnati Reds on the money line, and we wrap up the parlay with the Milwaukee Brewers on the money line. Before we get up out of here, another 3-leg parlay, this time all money line picks. We're going to start it off with the Cleveland Guardians on the money line. We're then going to play the Seattle Mariners on the money line, and we wrap up the parlay with the San Diego Padres on the money line. Once again guys, before we get up out of here, I just want to send my salutes out to you all. It's Wednesday, we're halfway there. You guys know I appreciate you all, I respect you all. Hope we all win some money here today, and I'm going to catch you on the next one.